What we're going to do today is show you how to decorate a wall accent, which is kind of like a die cut within the wall, if you can see here. What we're going to focus on is how to use branches or willow sticks, which is what I have here. I found these at Target in a bundle. If you couldn't find some, or if you go to a park or somewhere where there's branches, they don't have to be this straight. You can actually get any branches and then just kind of snip the pieces off or leave a couple on there depending on what you're going to do with them. Also spray paint them whatever color. If you're doing something just kind of neutral, what I'm doing, a white or a black is fine. If not, you could do something more crazy like silver or gold. What I'm going to do is try and create a bird cage here, kind of like a modern bird cage, and just put a couple birds in there with branches. So what you're going to need for this project, which is really simple, are a pair of bypass pruners or any branch cutters, a glue stick and a glue gun. Or what we're going to start off doing is I have a couple pre-cut sticks here, and what you're going to do is just create different sizes so where they kind of stick on there. Well, I'm just measuring, but once they're on there, and then you can sort of kind of pick and choose how you want the branches to be on there. So this one, for example, we can just slice a piece off there, and if you measure it here, slice the piece off there as well. And then just kind of stick it in place so you know where it's going to be. And once you have a couple like this, what you want to do is just kind of have different branches and cut a little bit of them. With any leftover branches you have, they go flying. When you have a bunch of these and they kind of look like a replicated tree branch, you can get smaller pieces like these, cut them at an angle, and what you're going to do is just glue them on randomly for your birds. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish this project and show you what it looks like when it's close to being done or halfway done. So this is a progress shot. Keep in mind that these sticks do fly when you cut them, and you're just going to have to kind of measure and snip a little bit more if you have to, just so they fit. And if you have an angle that's already cut, for instance, let's say this one, it's kind of slanted, what you want to do is just kind of, so you're not cutting as much, just kind of see how the branch flows with that angle, and then cut to where it is. So then it just easily will be placed in there like that at a diagonal. And then it looks a little more natural. It's not so much staged. So now I'm just gluing each piece, and you kind of want to construct it so you know what it's going to look like ahead of time. And just kind of remember how you place them. And you want to be careful because the glue will stick to the wall, obviously, if you place it in the wrong place. I'm like fucking up on camera. I just ruined this one. Okay, so I pretty much glued the branches onto the wall. If some branches, like if you decide you don't want to use glue or you don't want to ruin your walls, which really doesn't ruin your wall, you can just kind of stick them in there and they hold pretty well. Now you want to just kind of create your branches. If your branches already don't have pieces hanging off, you could just cut pieces, and what you want to do is just glue them on. So like this piece, just hold it on there. Obviously a faster drying glue would help, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to hold it there for a second until it dries. And then you also want to play around with the branches and see, you know, the best fit for each one, where it would look better. What you want to kind of envision is sort of a tree going through your wall. What would the branches look like if there was a tree going through your wall? And that's what you kind of want to recreate in your design. And so if you hold it for a minute, wait till it dries, blow on it a little bit will help. You know, just glue a branch here and there. Try to make sure you don't use too many branches to where it's going to look overloaded or anything like that. And also if you want to use Gorilla Glue, which I didn't want to use on the walls, but it'll also dry faster as well than having to wait for the glue stick to dry on there. Okay, so what I did was added small like pieces of branch that I actually cut in angles and glued. If you actually find actual tree branches outside, you won't have to do this. You can if you want to add more flair or branches, like little pieces to your design or creation. So I went ahead and made my own, but this is just what you can do. So as you can see, these are the branches I put together, and what I'm going to do now is add fake birds to them. You can find these at Michael's, but they're a little bit pricier. I actually found these at the dollar store, and they'll do just well. If you want more exotic birds, you can always buy feathers and glue them on, make your own, adjust them, whatever. So what I'm gonna do here is take the birds I have, and most of them come with aluminum at the bottom, and you're just going to find a good spot for them on the branches. And you kind of want to tie them so the wiring under their feet becomes inconspicuous, so it looks more natural, and I'll fix that one in a second. But the idea of what I wanted to create was a modern bird cage that lives in the wall and is full of animals, which I want birds, but obviously parakeets are really noisy and messy, so this is the closest of what I'm going to come to for having birds in the house. So here it is, the finished product. These are just natural birds, but what I want to do is look for more exotic ones, like a deep teal or some with more shiny feathers. So I'll switch them out once I find them. And what you can also do with this is adjust this with a holiday. So for Easter, we all know there's like little Easter egg trees. You could hang little Easter eggs from here. Also hang Christmas decorations here, or little Hanukkah, Stars of David, whatever the occasion may be. You can always take the birds off and adjust it with the seasons. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.